Happy Friday. How you doing? Still haven't had a cigarette yet. Yet. I haven't quit. Just haven't had one yet in a while now. And I'm not complaining. Uh, how has your week been? A little different for me. Weather-wise, it was a bad week. We had that storm last weekend, Here, we got, snow, rain, slush, and all over the fucking place. And Wednesday, we got hit with a good one. It was actually worse because it was all rain. If it had been snow, we would have been socked in for over a week. But the temperature shot up into the low 50s. Like I say, here in New England, it can be 22 degrees one day and 60 degrees the next fucking day, Fortunately, it was all rain. Unfortunately, because it was all rain, it flooded a lot of areas here. And then we got 60 to 90 mile per hour winds. It was pretty fucking brutal. And then the tide surge, high tide came in during this storm. Next door in Rhode Island actually got it a little worse. Down here in the West End, we got some low-lying areas, Route 18, and cars were floating, people on the roofs of their fucking cars. They should know better by now. They know every time we get a heavy rainstorm it floods. Don't go down Route 18. But they do it. Next door in Rhode Island, downtown Providence, cars were floating into stores and everything, water damaged everything. Homes, several here, basements filled up with water right up to the fucking roof. A lot of these homes, have finished basements, furnished furniture, playrooms, everything was destroyed, And that we got like 5 inches of fucking rain. And when you multiply that, what is it? How many inches of snow per 1 inch of rain? It's like 4 inches of snow for every one. We would have got like 2 feet of fucking snow. Anyway, weather-wise, it's not good. Here, been pretty good. Been a little bit different this week, huh? Like I said, I'm looking at things a little bit differently. I heard a few things here and there. Oh, but first, sometimes, I've been yakking about, memories and things, and I kind of like it, Can I say? It's different. I enjoy it. I have actually enjoyed making videos this week, the few that I have done, because it was different. I enjoyed it. For a while, I wasn't enjoying it. Same old shit. I've heard things, believe me. But then after the fact, an afterthought comes when I talked about, the things we did when we were kids. I lived back down where I grew up. So like I went full circle in life. Ended up where it started out, except I started out a little further down towards Fort Taylor. 1 street over away from Victory Park. Back then it was called Bronco Field, 3 Little League fields. Pop Warner football and I guess you want to call it Pony League football. Basketball courts. The pond, the warming house. We skated, played hockey. Today, everything's abandoned. At one time, just in the south end here, we had 8 Little League teams. I played for Dartmouth Finishing and Me and Ed's Pizza. In Pony League, I played for Me and Ed's Pizza, Dartmouth Finishing and Little League. And South End Broncos in football. All of us did. Now they can't even keep two little league teams together. I think the Little League is folded up over the last few years. Kids don't want to play. We couldn't wait to play. And it made me think, the pond got abandoned. It's a man-made pond. It's only about 1 foot deep, just enough. There's a hydrant there. They'd open the hydrant and flood it and fill it. Pretty good size man-made pond with a big light pole in the middle. And by the way, when you skated into that thing at full speed, you whacked you in the face, it fucking hurt. With a light, and the light would go off at 9 p.m. at night. So if you went through the ice, you're only in this much water. Nobody was going to drown. It was safe. And the light would go off at 9, and we'd still keep playing hockey until we could barely see the puck. And then we see headlights coming down Ricketson Street. Our parents, get home now. Don't you know what time it is? We told you when that light goes off, you better have your ass in this house. And then we'd get grounded. We couldn't go skating for a week. Our parents really knew how to punish us. Back then, we got punished, man. We had to sit in that fucking room, and that was a punishment. You know why? We didn't have a TV, cell phone, computer, video games. Everything kids have in their room today. Today, to punish a kid, you got to make them go outside and fucking play. You know what I'm saying? And it made me think of other things that I hadn't really thought about. You know, and I think one directly ties to the other. I've never seen so many obese kids, young kids. I see them get on the school bus. I see people in public, teenagers. You know, I feel awkward saying this, but it's the truth. I see guys at the beach half my age that are not in half the shape I'm in. They don't do any physical activity. In school, grammar school, middle school, even high school, yeah, a few fat kids here and there, but for the most part, you didn't see all these obese kids like we have today. And I kind of think about maybe there's a reason for it, for the things I talked about, how we were actively doing things in our youth. And even throughout the stage of our life. I still go to the gym once in a while, not as much since I had my bionic $6 million titanium wrist reconstruction here, But I still work out once in a while. I stay active in things. And I'm not King Kong. I'm only 6 foot, 187 pounds. In my military days, I was like 205 at my heaviest. But now in the winter, I tend to put on about 10 pounds. That's the truth. And now, I think I put on 4 pounds since I stopped smoking. I'm probably closer to 190 now. So, but I carry it okay. I don't have a fucking gut and all that shit, And more chins than a fucking Chinese phone book, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people I see. And after I talked about all the things we did in our youth, and I'm quite sure a lot of you can relate to it, you did the same things. I think that's why we never got fat and we didn't sit around on our fucking beds all day playing fucking Nintendo or sitting on a laptop. That's one thing I never let my daughters do. They had laptops and shit. We had a pool, basketball court, bikes, mountain bikes. We used to do things as a family. Go for bike rides and things. When we were kids, we had skateboards. Yes, we had skateboards back in the Stone Ages. We did. They just weren't as sophisticated as the ones today with nylon wheels. And it was pretty much a board. And most of them we made ourselves. We took a fucking plank. We found an old busted pair of fucking roller skates, separated them. We fucking nailed it to the bottom. And that was our fucking skateboard. You know what I mean? We rode bikes everywhere. Played basketball. Played baseball. We did things, skated. We did things that we stayed in school. We used to be so proud to get our physical fitness achievement badge. I don't think they do that these days. These days, oh, my kid can't take gym, he might get hurt. I played hockey for New Bedford High. Tried out for baseball. I wasn't really good enough, even though I had a lot of experience in Little League and Pony League. Some reason, I just couldn't make the team, put it that way. But I made it in hockey. Played for New Bedford Whalers. I liked hockey. That was my favorite sport. I remember in grammar school, middle school, in the field out back, it was a thing. We had to throw a shot put, throw a discus, run a 50-yard dash, do different things in certain time, certain distance. And if you did it, you got different grades of a physical fitness achievement award. The red one was the best one. I got a red one. It took me 2 years to do it. I had a yellow one at first, and I finally got a red one, like in 8th grade. We used to be so proud of that. We used to have like a parka or a jacket that we were like in spring and fall and winter. We had it sewn on the sleeve. We were so proud to show that physical fitness achievement patch off, you know what I mean? We took pride in things. We enjoyed sports. And I guess if we had sat around on our beds, stuffing our face with fucking junk food, playing video games or on a laptop all fucking day, weekends, I guess maybe I would have grown up to be a fat slob too. You know what I mean? You don't burn calories, pack on the pounds, whether you're a child or an adult. And after an afterthought, after I talked about that yesterday, all the things we did, was like, wow, we didn't have all the fat people in general that I see today in society. I see 10, 11-year-old kids, getting off the fucking school buses going to the city. they're all fat. I know some people are going to get pissed at me, but let's just say that they're all overweight. Some a lot more than others, you know. And yeah, it's been a different week for me this week. Yeah, I've heard a few things here or there, but I don't even know if I want to get into it. I'm having too much fun doing these other things, talking about these other things. A couple little tidbits. Sanford's bragging on himself and his new world global storage shed. Something about he's going to be building a studio in it. It's going to be real professional, where he will make, produce, edit his videos. It's going to be a movie studio. Jimmy says, "Hey Brian, better not build it too big. That place so small. He builds a big professional studio. He won't have enough room to park his Coleman mini bike." And other people are still doing their same shit. That's right. I mean, it gets redundant. One guy heard him. There are some things that I don't even find funny anymore. Like I said, I find it sad. I find it pitiful, pathetic. Somebody told me about a guy. He does a shit with fucking live streams. Nobody really shows up. Sits there for the most part, looking around and talking to himself. Anybody here yet? Anybody here yet? The guy seems real lonely. He needs attention and companionship, and I guess that's the only outlet he has. At one time I would laugh at a guy like that. Today, even said, "Brian, it's pitiful," and that's a word that doesn't get used very often. It's pitiful watching him on his live streams. You can see that this is a guy that's just alone. At one time I might have laughed at that. I can't today. It actually makes me realize how grateful I should be. I can take things for granted. We all can. I can take Kenny, the crew, Auntie Billy, my brother, my sister-in-law, Jimmy, Danny, John, my other friends here outside the crew. I can take it for granted that they're just a part of my life, and we interact routinely on a weekly basis in each other's company and going places and doing things. I can take that for granted and take it as a given. Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. Well, no, it doesn't have to be that way. We all get along because of our personalities, our nature, our compatibility, the mutual respect we have for each other. That's the bond of our friendship, And that's something that you built with people in a trust. And, they say you can't choose your family. I'm sure we all have family members that I really don't care for very much. I really don't bother with them, don't want to. And it's okay. Just because they're family doesn't mean I have to be their friend or they have to be my friend. We live our lives and stay out of each other's way, People in my life I choose to have in my life, and I have a great appreciation for them. And I'm never lonely. I'm alone at times when I'm home and I'm not at the VTH. Auntie Billy's going to shift at the hospital, but I have the options. And at times I'll call my daughter, "You guys home? I'm going to pop over, see you guys, the Artemis." Drop in on Kenny, one of the crew. They drop by here. There's always something to look forward to that's enjoyable with people. And I guess when you don't have any of that, you do whatever you can to get some sort of companionship any way you can. Like that guy said, "Brian, man, this guy, it's pitiful to watch him. It's pitiful." And that's a word I don't hear people use very often. And you can see this guy, just one lonely guy. It's just, you feel bad for him, Sanford bragging. Like I said, it's going to be the same shit. It's going to be the same shit. New year, new me. I stand corrected. I had said when I first came back after the holidays, New Year, same me. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Anyway, I feel like I'm coming out with a cold. Anyway, hope you had a good week. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you got something to look forward to doing with friends. We're going to be hanging out somewhere this weekend. We still haven't decided where. I think we might go to Cisco's. Got a good band playing. So, we're looking forward to the weekend. Hope you are. And a little bit different this week, huh? Did I bore you? Well, if I did, I apologize. It's not intentional. I'm just really enjoying this for a change, and it's something I haven't done on YouTube in a very long time. Enjoy doing what I do on here. Till next time.